with that out of the way, let's go ahead into this fantastic, beautiful first segment, which is it's always a great day when the Cowboys lose, especially at home. They've basically the only home win that they have is against the New York Giants, and that was on Thanksgiving. And I mean, they have not won a home game this season aside from the Giants. So it's very, very, if you're a Cowboys fan, I'm sure you're incredibly disappointed, especially with the way that this game ended. So the final score of this game was 27-20. Joe Burrow threw for 3 touchdowns. He threw for 369 yards, completed 33 of his 44 passes, and he did throw 1 interception, but aside from that, a great game from Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase was fantastic as well. 177 receiving yards with 14 receptions, along with 2 touchdowns as well. And it's not really like the Cowboys on offense. They were all right. They just weren't great. Cooper Rush, he ended with 183 passing yards, excuse me. And he also ended the game with 2 touchdowns, but he threw 1 interception. Now, he threw the ball 30 times. He threw the ball 31 times, completed 16 of those passes that he threw. And when you throw the ball that many times, but you only gain 183 passing yards, I think there's a little bit of a problem in the passing game. And it seems a little bit weird because CeeDee Lamb, he had 93 yards in this game and 1 touchdown. So it's like I'm really surprised that Cooper Rush didn't end up with more passing yards in this game. But most of the Cowboys' offense was on the ground. Rico Dowdle ended up rushing for 131 yards, and he did not record a touchdown. In fact, there was no rushing touchdowns for the Cowboys in this game. But really, it didn't seem like the passing offense was all that aside from CeeDee Lamb. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Also, it should be worth noting that this game was broadcasted on Disney Plus, where The Simpsons were playing in the game. So it was like Bart, Lisa was going up against Homer, and I haven't really, it's been a while since I watched The Simpsons, so I have no idea which characters were on which. And it's also it was really funny because Lisa scored a touchdown twice on the Cowboys. And I don't really, if there was any other embarrassing way that the Cowboys could lose, it would be allowing Bart or Lisa to score a touchdown on them. I thought that was very funny, very entertaining stream, because it's not only does it introduce younger children to the game of football, but I mean, it's just funny to make jokes because now I can say that Bart Simpson just absolutely torched the Cowboys defense, and it was so funny. Like he said, Bengals rule, Cowboys drool. That was very funny, and it's almost as funny as how the game ended, by the way. So just a little bit of a recap. The Bengals, they opened up with a punt, but then Dallas surprisingly opened up with a touchdown. They were the first on the board. Again, very, very surprisingly. And the Bengals, they responded with a touchdown. Because, I mean, they're the Cowboys. It's when the Cowboys score on you, it's okay, something's up, let's lock in. And they opened it up with a touchdown to end the first quarter. Now, the second quarter, of course, the Cowboys, they open up with an interception because they're the Cowboys. That's what happens. Then the Bengals, they turn it over on downs, which puts the Cowboys in a little bit better field position, and so they take a field goal. But the Bengals responded with that with a touchdown, because it's oh, you like kicking three-pointers? You like shooting threes, as I like to call it, because field goals are 3 points? I'm going to score a touchdown. Then the Cowboys ended up punting, and then the Bengals showed that they can shoot threes of their own, and they made a field goal to make the score 17-10 to end the half. Then the Cowboys, they opened it up with a touchdown to tie the score 17-17, but then the Bengals gave it right back to them because they were feeling so generous, and it is the season of giving. It's the Christmas season, so they just felt like giving the ball to the Cowboys. Then Dallas answered with a field goal. Then the Bengals responded with another field goal. Then the teams exchanged punts for a little bit until the Bengals punted for a second time. So, hear this. The Bengals, they went 3 and out. Well, first, the Bengals the Bengals ran a couple plays, then they punted, then Dallas ended up punting it back. Then the Dallas, actually no, it was the Cowboys that started punting first. Excuse me, I'm so tired. Then the Bengals punted, then the Cowboys punted it right back, and then it was set for the Bengals to punt it. Right? Now, here is where it gets really, really funny. So, the Cowboys, they blocked the punt, and guess what happened? And you'd think that they recover the ball and they win, right? This is in the fourth quarter with only a couple of minutes left. No, they do not. What they do is they completely mess up the blocked punt because that man right there cannot catch the ball. So the way that the game ended was the Cowboys, they blocked the punt, and now the score is tied. Remember, this is very, very important. Mistakes, you have to limit them in these scenarios. So they blocked the punt. That's very good. Now, the ball is going in his direction, and he can't grab it. But because he touched it, it went right through his hands. Because he touched it, the Bengals, they then got the ball. And the play is, according to the NFL rules, the play is blown dead. So, because the receiving team ended up touching the ball, it's not a turnover. And because either way, they were already well beyond the first down marker. But it was a turnover. And then the Bengals ended up getting the ball because it touched him. And then, guess what happens? Jamar Chase, or if you're watching the Disney Plus stream, Lisa Simpson then caught the ball and completely torched the Cowboys defense to score the game-winning touchdown to seal the win. The reality is that it was Jamar Chase, but watching Lisa score the touchdown at the end of the game was way funnier. It was a 40-yard touchdown, and it sealed the win for the Bengals. And there was not enough time for the Cowboys to really do anything afterwards. And it's not like the Cowboys were going to do anything afterwards, but it's just a funny way for the Cowboys to lose the game. Again, it's hilarious. It's almost as hilarious as this instance right here where Dak Prescott decided to slide because they thought that they had some more time to make a play. It's very, very funny because it's like all he had to do was catch this ball. And you can see that the ball is on is almost near like the 40-yard line, meaning that they only had to push the ball a couple of yards to get in a field goal range and be able to win the game in the end because, the game is tied. So they botched it, of course, because this is Dallas right now. Saddest franchise and the saddest organization on the planet. I thought that game was great the way that it ended. I found it hilarious because it's like, and I also really enjoyed the Disney Plus stream. And I'm sure a lot of people also enjoyed the Disney Plus stream. Probably people that are a little bit older than the targeted audience like me, but still very, very entertaining game. And I really like how it ended with Dallas messing up on a muffed punt. It is literally like the most Dallas way to lose. We talk about how the Bears, they always find creative ways to lose. This one right here, the Cowboys, I think they trumped all of those ways to lose. I mean, and they found a lot of ways to lose. They've lost in blowouts, they've lost in really close games where their punter or kicker ends up getting blocked. And they've also lost a game because they didn't know how to manage time and they didn't call a timeout. It's like they have creative ways to lose, but this one right here, this play right here, I'm actually gonna show it again because it's so glorious. This play right here is one of the most creative ways to lose a football game I've ever seen. But with that being said, we're done talking about Dallas. As much as I love talking about how bad Dallas is at football, we have to go into the second segment where I talk about these bowl games. And I'm only going to talk about the bowl games that aren't in the college football playoffs. So I'll be right back after this short break. Be sure to stay tuned.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in